This episode of the Full Slice Podcast is going to be brought to you by Brackish Outfitters, New England's premier fly fishing guide service from beginner to pro. You can also catch Geoff on Local Legends, Episode 2 with Brad Leone, and for more info, contact him on his Instagram at brackish_outfitters.
So,
all right,
new season, 2.5,
Yep.
Full Slice. We need a new intro, guys. What are you thinking?
dude, the Casio keyboard's going to hit. I'm telling you,
Think
whatever
so?
you
Yeah,
do
I
in
like
that.
that one.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think
I
it's going to
wanna
be...
groove.
You want like bossa nova
little
kind
bit of
of
that.
maybe?
Yeah, a
Let's
little bit
see. Huh?
Ooh.
Huh?
Should we do words or just let it go? Or
I don't know.
No, maybe this.
Fold it a little slice like
Got to plug in my Sega Genesis. Or not.
Put a local slice and put a local slice now. There's just 3 of us here doing this. So put a local slice. We're not using that.
This is a Full Slice Podcast. Thank you,
That was
Casio
nice.
Keyboard.
Yeah, man, that's cool.
New intro.
Casio.
Nice to have talented people on the
Mwah.
podcast.
Love
That
it.
was all my talent. Yeah.
All right, how's everybody doing?
Full Slice Podcast.
Take a deep breath in.
Very good.
Yes, take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. We are back.
Well, you're supposed to hold for 4 seconds.
So, how's your sleep there, Daddy?
Honestly, not as bad as everyone was saying. Is when you have a baby, they're like, "Oh, get ready, go say goodbye to sleep. It's gonna suck." Like you just do it.
Yeah.
You just do it, and you don't even realize how much sleep you lost or got or whatever.
Is there any
It
science
just
to catching
happens.
up on sleep? Like, if say you get 3 or 4 hours and then you sleep
No.
another 2 hours later, that
It's
doesn't
about
add
the-
up.
It's about the how
REM.
long you're in REM sleep,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and if you just keep
And
bopping in and
consistency.
out of the bed, you're never going to get to that point. So
Right,
it's
right.
never a good quality sleep anyway. But it is what it is. It'll only get better, and then it'll get worse again when she starts teething, and then it'll get better, get whatever.
We'll do an episode on sleep.
Yeah.
and an episode on teething. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Go right to bed.
Yeah.
But she's happy, healthy, and gaining weight and smiling and all that stuff.
Love that.
Total
Love her.
normal, happy, healthy baby. So very
Super
happy.
cute.
Little
yeah,
hay
thank
bale.
you. Yeah, she's learning to smile a lot. Like she's like
Making
it's-
noises.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She's starting to make the noises. Like she's starting to do that
Like,
stuff. I love
like
the
Grogu
babble.
noises.
Yeah, like Grogu.
That's what I said when my nieces were. I was like, "You're making Grogu noises."
So so that's the addition to the family. Before we get too far into the show, some of you eagle-eyed viewers might have noticed that we have a subtraction from the show as well. PJ, or otherwise known as Paul, decided that he wanted to focus a little more time on some of his more personal endeavors. It was totally mutual. He's going to do his own thing. We wish him all the best. He's still a
Yeah.
very good friend. He came to the Hotsauce Festival that we're going to recap in a
Philly,
little
yeah.
bit.
He may pop in from time to time if he
Yeah,
has a
for
project
sure.
for a third mic or something like that. It was completely mutual, and he just wanted to pursue his hobby, which he's very good at. And I think
Oscar
it's
season
fun.
comes back. He
Yeah.
he'll pop in. He'll be like
Yeah.
our resident movie buff.
For
you know what
sure,
I mean?
sure.
Totally.
Happy to see that he's going in the right direction with
He's
what he
making
wants
great
to
content.
do. So
Yeah.
Yep.
all the best to him.
I do think it's cool because sometimes things like this and changes like this define the future of your friendship, and like, oh, it was weird, or like, no, like it was completely like a thing, like, all right, I don't want to do this anymore, but
not
I
for him.
love you guys, and I think what you're doing is cool, and like we're like, all right, well, we think what you're doing is cool.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it was just completely
We're
like
not
a
like
cool.
Oasis.
Yeah, I know, right?
Topical.
Yeah, we're not.
Too soon.
It's all good, and we love PJ.
They just got
so.
back together.
Yeah, they
I
did.
know.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but we definitely wish all the best to him, and I mean, talented. So can't wait to see more content from him.
Yeah, he's killing
Very
it.
good. Yeah. Speaking of PJ, I did catch up with him a little bit at the Philly Hotsauce Fest.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
He
that was a good time.
It was really good to see him there. He was helping out his friends at DEF CON 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was behind the table there handing out some sample sauces
Oh,
at
nice.
DEF CON.
Yep,
I
yep.
saw for a little while, bopping around with the camera. It's just become a big community. He's become a part of the community. So he's
Yeah.
helping out everybody and talking to everybody, as are all of we.
Yep.
So how did the whole festival go?
It went good. It was neat to once again team up with Tabletop. Thank you to those guys for
Yeah,
handling a
for
lot
real.
of the technical
Yeah.
stuff that you had to, you had other obligations, as we noted. But yeah, Bob and Graham came through. Joe was in Armenia. And
That's where he was?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, whoa.
Not
that's-
close at all.
No, like
Visiting Sonam Assessian.
yeah, he's visiting his wife's family.
Yeah.
And Bob and Graham came through, and Would you? Yeah. Am I in the way?
No,
No,
not at all.
I
You're good.
needed to confirm to make sure I wasn't doing anything
I'm pretty
wrong.
sure. I'm pretty sure she's Armenian.
I'm
yeah.
misquoting this.
Yeah.
We're the Kardashians.
Yeah.
But they're here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, okay.
It was a good show. We had good turnout. We had more people than last year, more vendors than last year, more beer than last year. It was a good time. The
Good
Chamonix
beer.
Creek did a good job. Their beer's great. They were one of the, like, I don't know if you remember, but like when the craft beer thing like first started to become a movement, the Chamonix Creek was one of the first ones. They've been around for 12 or 13
they're OG,
years.
definitely in PA,
And they've honed their shit. They are good. They know there's certain beers that they don't do that they're not as good at as other breweries, and they like focused in on their stuff. Like I'm not a big pumpkin beer guy, but their pumpkin beer turned out really, really good.
Yeah.
Every year I find
Is that
myself
the one
saying
that you were showing me when
the Punkless Dunkel, or the
Pumpless Dunkel?
that's one of
Punkless Dunkel.
that's one of their beers.
Pumpless
But I messed it up.
Durkle, Nurkle?
Punkless Dunkel is their name. You had Young Pumpkinstein beer when we podcasted
Yeah.
the pre-show.
Young Punkle.
Was that the
Punklenstein.
lager or is that?
No, it was just like a pumpkin spiced beer. It was like really good, but it was not too high out. You find those pumpkin beers are like super high alcohol content
Well,
sometimes.
yeah, Southern Tier pops out the
Oh my God!
Oh.
Pumpkin.
Yeah,
whatever it
pumpkin.
is.
Yeah,
Pumpkin
yeah.
Ca- yeah, that one is that the one that we tried that was really good. It was
Yeah, it was
like
great. It
because I
tasted
don't
like
I
apple
don't-
pie or pumpkin pie.
Yeah, I don't usually go for the pumpkin beers
No.
because they usually tend to be darker, heavier.
I find
Yeah,
myself
and a lot
saying
of them
that.
are
and then-
adjuncts, so it's like fake flavor.
Yeah,
Exactly.
right,
Yeah.
right.
But this
right.
one, it tasted light. It was it tasted lighter. It had a lot of
good.
flavor to it, and it had that tiny hint of pumpkinness to kind of make you feel fall and crisp and want to put on a flannel.
Yeah.
You know,
Just to
Yeah.
put a cap on Philly, it was good. We had a good turnout. The events were cool. We had Mike Jacks come down from Canada and he ate 28 Reapers in 10 minutes.
Who's Mike
which is
Jacks?
Still the
He's the
he's
guy who
the
eats
Carolina
a whole bunch
Reaper.
of, yeah.
he's a world record holder.
World record holder, and he was just like
World record
I
for what,
feel
by the way?
He has 13 of them for eating. Like
Strongest butthole, probably.
Strongest butthole.
fastest time to
Imagine eating that much.
dude. Fastest. Well, he throws it up. I think.
Oh.
I'm not
Yeah,
sure if he
that's right.
does. But if you eat them and consume them and keep them inside your stomach for X amount of time, it is considered eating them, and it
Wait,
does fuck you up.
So
Like,
you boot it out.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah, but it
Anthony said. Hot
fucks you
Sauce
up.
King said. Didn't he say you
Really?
eat like a bed of mashed potatoes in
Yeah,
your
yeah,
stomach
for the
first, and then you
scalloped
just put it in
potatoes.
there so it's not burning your belly bad, and then you get rid of it.
yeah, you
So-
scallop potato. You like shingle the inside of your
Yeah.
stomach,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
Wait, I
cradle.
never knew. So everyone boots
Oh
afterwards.
yeah, you can't, dude. Your body can't process 28
yeah.
Reapers. You
I was
die.
Gonna, I was gonna say, yeah, because
The acid
Yeah.
would kill the lining of your intestines immediately.
Yeah.
Is
Like,
that what hot dog competition eaters do too?
Oh, they all throw up.
Do they all
Oh,
throw
I
them
Do you
up?
think Johnny Chestnut or whatever his name is, Jimmy Chestnut or whatever the fuck his name
I don't
is,
know. I don't know. That's why I
digests
asked.
60
It's-
hot dogs?
yeah, that's
fucking know.
insane.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Imagine the poop.
Oh, God.
That's not, I
Anyhow.
don't want to imagine it. I don't know why I said that. Imagine having to go through that in the bathroom. is my
Imagine the
point.
poop.
It would breach the water.
Imagine all the poop.
Imagine all the fecal.
Oh, very
Ooh.
good. 2 syllables.
Yeah, it sounded like people. Yeah. Anyway, Philly was good. I liked the location. It was
really cool.
It was
It
a
was-
nice, easy ride, and it was like an industrial and kind of environment. It was in
Yeah.
like their
Yeah.
warehousey
Yep.
type of place,
Yeah.
which is the perfect kind of vibe for this kind of thing. You had the
Well-
DJ cranking tunes.
Good
you had
sauces.
good sauces. Anderson Windows was there, and I bought a sliding door from them.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, he bought a door.
I got a
Yeah.
sliding door coming from Anderson Windows.
It was cool. We did get some vendors
Wait,
come in from far
Pay
away.
us money, damn it.
Yeah, Renewal by Anderson.
Renewal by Anderson.
Actually,
Yeah.
I need a new window.
Well, not yet.
Yeah.
See what they gain. Anyway, we had a guy named Homero. He owns a company called Harmacy Sauces.
Yeah, that was good.
That guy has 5 hot sauces in jars, and they're
Oh,
more
yeah.
like a chutney kind of thing. I've never said, okay, I want one of everything you got. It's very rare do I buy 5 hot sauces from the same vendor.
Yeah.
He won the Golden Skillet Award, which I gave out to the best sauce to cook with a sauce. The only sauce with the kitschy name, like the brimstone rim job, he calls it, which is still kind of funny. I think that's
That
a
was
good
the,
name.
Jamaican jerk one.
Oh
Was that one?
no, that was Gherkin Me Off, I think it's called.
That's fun.
But either way, the guy is super talented. He came up from Tennessee to be part of it, and he's like, "Yep, I'll be back next year." It was so fun. Like he just has the mindset for it, where
Well, he used to be an engineer, I believe.
right.
Something like that.
He's got a
Oh.
very realistic approach to the sales of his company. He's like very smart.
very organized. sounds
Very.
like that's what I'm getting from
All
that.
these other sauce companies are coming in vans and trucks and big SUVs. Dude came in a Hyundai Sonata from 800 miles away and got it done.
That
Crushed
just
it.
sounds economical.
Yeah,
that's
smart. He's an engineer, yeah.
like he was
smart.
gonna, yeah. So
And
that's awesome.
Myself and White House Station Sauce Go John, we all know him. Put that together and had a really good time. So thanks for everybody that came out. We'll see you again next year.
Yeah, it was a good time, and I came one day. Oh, my mic is.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
My mic cord's cutting out. Sorry
There
about
you
that. I came one day. Phil came the next day.
Yeah.
We set up Post a Tabletop Trio, and a couple folks from 115 were there helping us out,
Kylie Moore
getting on the
came
mic
by.
with us,
Yeah.
and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the judging
I liked
was
it.
fun. It was interesting, different this year. We wanted to kind of prove a point in the hot sauce community because last year in Philly, remember, there was a little controversy with favoritism and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I said, let me get 8 new people and completely disassociate myself from the competition other than the skillet part. So I got 8 people. We had people, Hot Sauce Sensei came up from Georgia. We had Heat Source flew in from Michigan, and like all these different people. Like I even had my friend who's a chef at a firehouse. Like he's a fireman, but he cooks at the firehouse. I said, you want to jump in like average Joe, like variable kind of thing? Yep, no problem. And Hell's Kitchen still walked away with like 2 of the major.
Yeah, that's just how it happens. If you're
it's
that good, it
sauce.
doesn't matter.
No one's questioning that.
Yeah. So last year, what was it? There was one participant of the Philly Sauce Fest, or 2, or so many members of a couple members of the fest that were accusing.
There was
one participant of the Sauce Fest was accusing the organizers of favoring one of their quote unquote buddies.
Yeah.
But who just happened to make the best fucking sauce there. Like there's no competition.
He went after the guy that didn't like all the results. Went after the 2 big guys, which is Jersey Barnfire and Hell's Kitchen, which have been 2 of the biggest supporters of our shows, and they're 2 of the heavy hitters. And to accuse them of cheating is almost saying that their sauce isn't good enough for the awards.
Yeah.
So that guy's not allowed to
Which
come
is
to
a
any of our
lie.
festivals anymore.
Yeah,
Booted him.
sore
The
loser.
sauce wasn't
It's
that
rigged.
good.
It's rigged.
Yeah, so you don't
Witch
get to play
hunt.
anymore. Take your sand pail and go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Take your ball and go home.
But that was the first time I had.
Take your ball and go home.
But that was the first time I had saw Phil in person since we went on a little fishing excursion.
Yes. So
Which-
when was that? That was in between our recordings.
Yeah, it was
here.
in
July?
July, last weekend of July.
Yeah.
Yep.
My friend Geoff, who was on Local Legends with Brad Leone, we had followed one another after each other's episodes came out because it was kind of like this, small community of influencers and content creators and people when that series debuted. And he's like, hey, man, I'd like to, invite you to come up and do some fishing with me. I'm like, yeah, it's cool, but I don't really know much about fly fishing. I don't even have a fly rod. He made me a custom fly rod.
And what does that mean? What is the fly rod? Is that the wheel?
The fishing pole.
Oh, the whole pole
yeah.
itself.
Yeah.
And why did
Yeah.
he make one for you? Because they're left-handed?
No, he just wanted to make one, and he
He's a
customized
kind
it.
guy.
Dude,
Oh.
I'm telling you, the nicest. If you want to learn from somebody, that's the kind of guy you want to do it with. Super patient, super calm,
Very
chill,
patient.
just very, very good at instructing. Like I went there with the impression, like, hey, if I can figure out how to cast this fucker by the time we leave, I'll be happy. I didn't know that we were gonna catch fish and like go exploring. We were like, just driving around and going fishing. We'd have a beer together, and it was just a really fun. It was just a fun
Just a
time.
chill time.
And Phil,
Sounds like.
I mean, we both caught fish.
Yeah.
You caught fish, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I think.
Yeah, what did you catch, by the way? What were they?
I didn't get a bass. I got mostly bluefin. Not blue. What did I get? Bluegill.
Bluegill.
And then what was the other one? It had a weird name.
A crappie.
Like crappie.
Yeah, black crappie, which is
Yeah.
not an easy fish to catch, even with like a regular fishing pole.
Then I caught a swordfish in the river.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's nice to take some time.
I was trying to find this before. I couldn't find it. Do you remember this? It's from Thomas the Tank Engine from when I was a little kid. It's a...
It was a long ramp up, but we got
Yeah,
there.
got that. I can cut it. It's okay.
But yeah, Geoff taught us like a lot of the techniques and stuff that would have taken a really long time to learn on our own. He took us to a bunch of cool different spots, kind of showed us how he learns, where to fish and like the temperatures and stuff.
Just
the
about to
dude's
say.
just dialed in.
Well, there's the ethics behind that too, because we
Yes.
went to this beautiful area where we could have fished, and we got there and I was like, the water's too warm. We're gonna stress the fish out, and like I was equally, like, I wouldn't say disappointed, but I was just like,
But you understood. And
Yeah,
it
exactly.
was weird.
There was so much respect for him because you can go all this way, and then you get there, and if you're going to harm the thing that you love so much,
Get
then
out.
you don't have that like momentary joy. You put that behind you. You sacrifice that
Yeah.
for the greater good, for your future.
Yeah,
And
it just
for the-
shows enormous respect for what you're there for, like the nature of it.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, that's what it is.
Yeah.
It sounds like.
He's part of the program. They actually like track the migration of some of the fish because it's so close to the ocean. That's why it's called Brackish Outfitters, because it's salt and freshwater
Oh,
mixes.
that's
It's
what
called
that
Brackish
means?
Waters. So
Oh,
he
I
actually
didn't know that.
in the in the Local Legends series, he actually gets into how they chip the fish, and there's like an app or like some sort of thing that the fishing game tracks the migration of the fish to find out where they need to stock, where they need to improve rivers, where the fish are dying off at. Like, he's big into the conservation of it, and very smart man.
His boss is Captain Planet.
Yeah, what?
His boss is Captain Planet.
Yeah, right. He has all the rings.
The job that I have, I work pretty regularly with AT&T's industrial wing, we'll say, or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
And they told me that they have products that they put to track fish.
Yeah.
And it's literally fish with SIM cards.
That's pretty much what it is. It's a
with
little
cell
chip.
phone service
Wow.
on these fish.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And they use it to track like sheep and other things that are out in the wild that they want to be able to bring back, like customers have or whatever. It's all,
Yeah,
it's
they
all
have-
for
they have 5
tracking
gulp.
stuff. It's literally, wait, what?
Nothing.
They have 5 gulp?
No. 5G, 5 gold.
5 gulp? That's not
Okay.
bad. I like
pretty
that.
good.
How many
I like
bubbles
that.
you got, dude? I got no bubbles
I
over
got
here.
no
I can't call.
bubbles.
I got no bubbles, dude. Get the fuck out of here. Just fin me. Just fin me. Fin me, man.
No, blow the
Fin.
loop.
Yeah, fin me. I didn't say it that way.
2 fins up.
Yeah, fin me. Text.
Oh, ew, fin me?
Ew.
Yeah.
He finned me on the...
fin me. Fin
Gill
me.
Does it fin mean fingers or hands? Hi, fin.
It would
Fins are
be-
fish hands.
Fish
Yeah.
hands.
They're phalanges.
Fish hands.
Yeah.
Hi, fin.
But that was it was really cool. But one of the things that me and Phil found most interesting on our way home, we talked about this. He took us to almost like an urban setting on one of the days. One of the spots we went, it was in a town called Lowell, Massachusetts, and there is a canal system throughout that whole.
Lowell. Lowell. Lowell, Massachusetts.
Okay, looks like it sounds like it would be like Lowell.
Yeah,
wow.
but it's kind of
probably
like
spelled it wrong.
like Louisville, like they say Louisville.
Louisville,
You have to like
Kentucky.
have a tongue of peanut butter to say
All
it.
right. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
But he took us on into this canal path where I caught Phil. Actually, that's where
Crappie.
That's where Phil caught the crappie.
And you caught a bass.
And I caught a bass. Oh, I went into
Crappies
regular
are cool.
farm fishing mode because I took all the casting techniques right out of the way, and I like bow and arrowed it. I pulled the string
Yeah,
back.
that's one of the techniques.
and I
Pretty
went,
neat.
and I let it go, and it splopped right
Yeah.
over the top
Yeah,
of
so
the bass.
with the
and I
fly
pulled the bass
fishing,
out of the water.
you're like that's the one where you whip it.
Yeah.
And you toss it and you dance it in the water and you whip
Yes.
it back out and you dance it in the water, whip it back out.
He was
To
teaching us
simulate
roll
what,
casting.
like a bug dropping into the water real
Yeah.
quick and a fish would just snatch it.
So what it's supposed to do is the initial smack of the lure is supposed to agitate the water enough where the fish feels like it was a natural thing that splashed
and they're
the water.
like, hey, what was that?
Yo, look at that! And then it comes down. Oh shit! Pow, and to get it, you know.
Yeah, that's
But
so cool. Okay,
We're looking around when we're down in the town, and it's like this canal goes like under buildings, like under
Yeah.
the road. It like snakes through the whole thing.
that's so cool.
And then Geoff kind of dived into a little bit of like how interesting the town, like how industrial revolution or how important during the Industrial Revolution Lowell was. It was like the first big textile mill in America was there. I have a bunch of facts about Lowell I wanted to like fire off because I didn't really understand the importance of it.
It was pretty neat.
It was really, really cool.
But yeah, so while we were there, it was a fun juxtaposition where we're decked out in like fishing gear, and we're walking through this urban setting.
There was a festival.
Yep, and we're in line getting coffee, and we're just
and you're just like in what were you wearing? Like the vests and stuff?
Well,
Or
we
like-
had I had the hat and I had
Yeah.
the fishing poles and we had backpacks and Geoff had his big net. Like
Yeah.
it just,
Oh, wow.
we were clearly not attending the festival.
yeah.
It was really
Yeah,
fun.
it was
I love
just-
that.
It was just funny just looking. Like I started to step back, so I think I was on a phone call, and I just looked at Geoff and Kyle on the line getting coffee, and it just looked like so out of place.
Yeah, we looked like the Beverly Hillbillies.
it's like a Halloween costume or
Yeah.
something.
And the other funny thing that I think was pretty cool, a lot of people that live in that city saw us fishing, like, you're fishing here? There's nothing in there. And we're like ripping fish out. They're
Yeah.
like, oh shit.
Yeah,
Like, let me
see?
get a picture of that.
Yeah,
Like
not
we came
until
across
we
some
got to
people.
like the projects part of it, where
Right.
they were where they appreciated they're like, yeah, there's definitely cod.
Carp. Yeah, carp. Dude,
carp.
big carp.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How big?
Like you need a surf rod to get it. Geoff had
Like-
a different
like-
pole, like
like
with thicker
24
line.
inches long.
Big fat
Yeah.
boys. Carps don't stop growing, so they
No.
just and they're invasive and they're parasitic, so they just eat everything, they kill everything, and they
Wow,
just
I
get
didn't know
fat,
that
yeah.
about them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're real trouble.
Lowell. So I have some info here about Lowell. It was the first large scale factory town in all of America. You're talking
Wow.
early 1800s, pre-Civil War.
What did they make?
Textiles, and all of their mills were water powered from the Merrimack River, which is what extended that canal system. That
What did they
found.
make in the factory?
Like clothing, textiles, fabrics.
Oh, I didn't know what textiles
Oh,
was. Sorry. Butts? Did you say butts? Okay.
They made poop.
Yeah, like a
Maybe
kid.
poop.
like a
They
baby.
made pee-pee and poo-poo.
Yeah, textiles, all that jazz.
Yeah, they all
I didn't know
they
that.
started in incorporated as a
that
city in 1836. And let me see, what did I have here? It played a huge part in the abolitionist movement as well. Some of its prominent citizens advocating for the end of slavery. It was like one of the places where they realized, like, hey, we have enough jobs for people where we don't need to force them to do it for free.
Yeah.
They could just come work here.
Yeah, come work here and you'll get paid for your time.
Yeah.
It's a new concept.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
But like the way that the rivers are, or the whatever the channels were all set up, they would actually float stuff on the barges. And
Yeah, they would
just-
travel with
it
them
must
that
have been
way.
just so neat to see.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a floating. What
Just barges, probably.
just like to transfer goods. Or?
Yeah, from
yeah.
factory to because, like he said, they go into there's like docks, like
Oh my
there's
god, it's
big,
like a little tiny Italy.
yeah.
Dude, honest to God,
Almost like
almost
Venice.
like that,
Yeah.
but without the
Right?
buildings right up against it. But you can
And
see
the
there'd be
sinking part.
a factory that's now a bank, and then like a factory that's now like an apartment
Starbucks.
complex. A
You
Starbucks.
can tell they were using it as like a road.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was like a main travel
Yeah, because
thoroughfare.
everything was so freaking heavy.
Yep.
It's like, why not just float it?
Yep. And they
Dude, that's true. What would they What would they use to transfer huge, heavy goods back then, other
Horse.
than tons of horses?
Yeah.
Push it down the river; it'll
They're
still
probably, like,
move.
The wheels would break. Cuts out a lot
Wow.
of costs.
Well, the,
Okay.
The
Yeah.
canal
That's
system
good thinking.
it branches from the Merrimack River, which goes to the fucking ocean. So literally
Yeah.
anything that came on a steamship or any kind of ocean liner or any
Plop
kind
it
of,
in.
but just goes right down in the, like kind of like how a loading dock would be with FedEx. The truck backs up, you put it in your delivery vehicle and go. They had barge systems where they would unload all the raw material for whatever they were doing. And it just was really cool to see, like, there's a lot of towns like that. There's a lot
Yeah.
of cities like, there's canal system in Princeton, New Hope, Lambertville, all that shit.
They all suck. No.
They're all horrible.
Chad Fest.
But to see, Shadfest rules.
Shadfest was fun.
Chad. Yeah, whatever.
Shadfest. I had a big poop
Chad Fest.
Chad.
I almost had.
Chads.
Speaking of poop, I almost had a big poop explosion at Shadfest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember
There was
that.
a big long line at Starbucks. I was about to shit my pants, and I guess I was wearing it on my face because the guy in front of me was like, "Do you need to go in front of me?" And he let me go in front of him. I don't know who you are or where you came from,
Guardian
but
angel.
you were my guardian angel that day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every crap's an emergency for
I was just
Tyler.
talking to Kyle.
Which isn't true. It used to
It
be.
used to be.
It used to be. It was, a lot of it was stress induced from my job.
Oh, for sure.
For IBS, but that's
Yeah.
got taken care of. But that's enough about me.
so-
Back to the
I
town.
was just talking real quick. I was just talking to Kyle about getting sponsors. Like, yeah, maybe we should cut off the blowjobs and poop talk. But yeah, here we are.
20 minutes in. Poop, poop, poop. Yeah, no, it's okay. So 1830s to 1830s, mid 1830s was like their prime point in this town.
Okay.
And what I was saying is there is a lot of towns with canal systems and stuff, but this almost was the groundbreaking nature that gave everybody else the idea. Like, okay, we can transport a lot of shit on this stuff that floats. Like boats, like that was all new stuff back then. Like people didn't know things. Like,
Is that why they dug canals a lot of places?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Towpaths, like they would just have
They did it.
donkeys pull
Like
barges.
artificial rivers, the canals.
Like ancient Persian and stuff like that had it.
They had always done that.
Oh yeah, but I'm saying in America
yeah.
that. But
Yeah.
so in
Oh,
18
okay. Yeah.
It's not like
It's not a new idea.
Egyptians had yeah.
Not a new idea. But was there water? Was there rivers in Egypt?
Yeah, they pulled from
Yeah.
the Nile.
In the sand?
The Nile.
Oh, the
Yeah,
Nile,
they pulled
dummy.
from the Nile
Yeah,
and
this is a pretty
I'm
good
so ignorant.
little river.
Little river.
A lot of the original factories are all still standing. They've been turned into apartment complexes, residential complexes.
They're really nice
also
looking, too.
commercial.
I bet they're really cool, like industrial, modern kind of
Yeah.
inside.
We
They're kind
did-
of like greenhouses because they're just straight windows.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
all windows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually kind of cool, like one of those kind of loft
It's
apartments.
pretty. Yeah.
Yeah, but,
I bet you cook.
The demographic of people that we saw there was really diverse. There was like really nice, you could tell people that cared about like us fishing there that like would stop and watch. And then you'd get like a homeless guy that came up, asked us for money. We didn't have any money, and he picked up a cigarette butt and just lit it and walked away. Remember that guy with the
Do what you got to do.
Me and Phil were like, "Whoa, what the fuck?"
There also is a large Cambodian population there,
Yes.
which we found out.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. So so apparently there's a bunch of amazing. We have a chance to go there because we went to the next fishing spot. But I really wanted to go back and try some Cambodian food because
Yes, I agree. I think we should do that before Boston next year.
yeah.
I'm very interested in Cambodian food, but go on.
Yeah. So So we when we stumbled to the next fishing spot, we encountered. Apparently, we went into a primarily Cambodian neighborhood.
Yeah.
And we just got to see a whole bunch of stuff there, and I was just curious as to what to get the best food because we had people approaching us as we were fishing.
Yeah, people came right up to us. Like,
What are you doing? What'd you catch today? That kind of thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Some dude with vodka in his pocket, just like, oh, what's up? It's like 10:30 in the morning.
And that's how I kind of learned that it was majority Cambodian because he goes, yeah, this is like little Cambodia apparently.
Yeah, he's like, I had grandparents here. Like it was like his family just lived there and continued living there. Cambodian and Polish is the biggest.
Wow.
Two completely different cultures you would never think would cohesively exist.
Yeah.
But they had Polish section of town. They had Cambodian section of town. So they were the first, because of how industrialized the city was by the 1830s, they were like the first place to ever have like what was quote unquote projects, like places where the workers worked.
Yeah.
And that was like
Where the workers lived?
Like your single family apartment type things. And even though it was meant to be
like lower income and the rich.
but it's still like nicer than any shit we could make today. Like it was
Sure,
like big, solid brick buildings. It was really nice. It was a good trip. Jeff's rates are really, really, really doable.
So you hire him for this service to
and
go
he
with
will
him
take
and
you.
go fishing.
Yep. If
fly
you're-
fishing, and he'll teach you to fly fish.
your
He'll
guide.
give you you'll be the guide.
He's a guide
he
service.
takes you out on his boat and stuff.
No,
or-
he doesn't have a boat.
No boat.
So what do you do with the? What were you in?
waiters.
What he does is like he'll determine your level of knowledge. Like if you're a beginner, he'll teach you the basics, like tying your knot. He taught us how to tie some cool knots, like with
Okay.
fly.
I forget.
How to tie leader onto the thing, because the color string
Also
that you
forget.
use for the fly isn't usually the string that you tie the lure to. You actually tie a leader so that it's clear, so that the fish doesn't see the colored string.
Yeah, because
Like
the
all this
string
shit you
itself
wouldn't
for
think
the
about.
fly is like bright green nylon or yellow, right? So
whatever
that you
it
can
is.
see
Yeah,
whatever
it,
fabric.
Right?
Yeah, so you can see it, so you can
So
understand your.
so the last like what 36
Like
inches,
4 feet or so,
4
like-
feet
yeah,
would
about
be
that.
clear like regular fishing
Yeah,
line.
yep.
See, I didn't know that.
Yep,
Okay,
and then
that
if
makes
you,
a lot of
if
sense.
you lose a lure, then you lose some of that space, and then there's a cutoff time where you have to like tie a whole new leader. Just all that stuff. But if you're an experienced fisherman and you actually want to learn new places to fish, or you want to try and catch a specific type of trout, he'll know where lake trout hang, and he knows where the brook trout hang. Like you
Yep.
can literally go to him, and he'll take you where you want to go. It's
Cool.
it's a pretty cool way of living, and Jeff. He accommodated us perfectly. Like we had a good place to stay, made us food. We hung out, we drank beers and listened to good music. It was just a great trip, and I would recommend Jeff to anybody that wants to learn how to fly fish.
And where
Really
was
cool.
Lowell in?
Lowell's in Massachusetts.
It's in Massachusetts. Okay.
Yeah,
and
yep.
Is there a website or anything?
Instagram at Brackish_Outfitters. I follow him, so if you look
you
on my
can get
page,
all the
you can-
information right
Yeah,
there
Yep,
at Brackish Outfitters.
yep, hit him up. He's a good
Very
guy.
cool, man. Good deal. Glad to hear it.
Yep.
Glad you had a good time. Everything went well. On to the next thing.
So
You don't want to talk about the prisoner?
yeah, if you want, all right.
Oh, there's more?
Well, that kind of was going to fit into that one part, and then we jumped to his rates.
I didn't know
Yeah.
if we wanted to touch on it.
You can't say, do you want to talk about the prisoner and then not talk about the prisoner?
It's
so
fine.
it's-
Like, you really can't.
We'll disassociate that from the fishing guide service. How about that?
All right, that's fine. Yeah.
So when you
Next
go to
thing.
new places and new towns and new worlds, you encounter different types of humans. Phil
Yeah.
and
Facts.
I encountered a very interesting human.
I like talking to strangers more than I like talking to people I know. So,
You know what? I do too. I'm yeah.
Yeah, 'cause they vanish when
you
you're
don't
done.
have
You don't have to deal with
overthink
them.
it.
Yeah,
Just
yeah, yeah.
go.
You don't have to do a podcast with them for 5 years
it's
after.
impossible to
no,
overthink
I'm
it.
just fucking around. But no, it's kind of like a. No, I'm not going to say that. So yeah. So speaking of the guy that informed me that the area was majority Cambodian, I was like, so where do I go? Where do I get some good food? And he told me that this one dish, luklak, was a good Cambodian dish, so I should go try and find that. And we just get into general conversation. He asked where I'm from, and I was like, and I just generally say Philly because that's easy.
Sure, cool
easy to
guy,
say.
by the way.
Everybody can
Yeah.
recognize Philly.
Yeah,
Totally cool guy. Was
yeah.
Chill as hell.
super nice. And he goes, "Oh, I'm from Philly too." I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's awesome." And he starts rattling off a couple streets, and I actually live near a couple of them.
Yeah, you knew some of the spots.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it was
so
cool.
He didn't live there. He's lived in Lowell for 8 years or something like that. So the places that I lived in were actually kind of nicer than when he lived there. So he had this assumption that I was pretty hard. And
Yes, he jumped right to I'm chilling with an old like a thug.
yeah,
So those areas have improved since you left.
The one neighborhood you said he was like, oh shit, you were like that, like oh shit. Phil's over there. I'm waiting for Phil. I'm far enough away where Phil could have been like, yeah, I'm fucking gangster. Dude. Like he could have totally played it off.
That's hilarious.
I'll fuck you up.
I'm just going through it and kind of placating the conversation. And long story short, we get into this conversation where he tells me all about his tattoos and all about like how they mean stuff. And and sure enough, we get to a part where he's like, "Yeah, this means I killed someone." I'm like, "Okay, that's nice."
Yeah, he went to jail for a long time.
Yeah, I went to jail, and then he got someone pregnant, and then he moved to Lowell, and that's why he's been there. But he goes, "Yeah, sometimes I feel like I need to do it again." Yeah.
You need to do what again? Kill again?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
No, that's
Fuck.
No, he was a very nice guy.
Oh my god!
Yeah, he was a cool guy, and it was neat because he was immediately. Sometimes people don't really share much of their personal lives with people because they don't really feel like they have a parallel with you, and because he thought Phil was like this like hardened dude because he lived in like
Who
straw.
also fished. He was also a fisherman.
He also fished.
So you had that right off the bat.
Yeah.
Yeah, he drew that with Phil and then realized like, okay, I could share this stuff with this guy. And then when Phil told me, I was like, I wouldn't have thought that. Like he
No.
just shared, like he openly. I'm like, now the vodka.
I mean, like
makes sense,
so
but-
open that it was just like, yeah, and I had a sandwich for lunch.
Dude,
It was
he
just
brought
like,
it up like I'm telling you about the beer.
Yeah, this one means I killed somebody.
Yeah. So then now we follow each other on Instagram, and
But there's also something to be said about that. That is an extra level of honesty that most people don't give you these days.
Yeah, must have been a little refreshing.
maybe statute of limitations.
Yeah, but also, that
but
could be.
I mean, he went away for it.
He did
so
serve.
he did serve.
Yeah.
He served
But-
his time to society.
I mean, not that I would be proud to have that on my resume, but if
No.
I did, I wouldn't mind bringing it up to be like, yeah, don't fuck with me.
right?
Yeah.
Like,
right.
I killed.
I
just means I
didn't
killed
get that
someone.
vibe. He told me to make himself feel bigger,
Tougher?
Than,
Yeah.
No,
it was
it
just
wasn't
just
like
a
that.
fly-by-night comment. Like
This one is for my grandmother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
is because
Oh, I got a Yeti too.
Yeah.
I killed somebody.
Yeah. Here's
Yeah.
my death Yeti.
Yeah, and I got a Yeti too. That
With the
sticker,
Yeti.
that sticker means I fucking killed somebody. Like, it was cool though. He was a nice guy and he hung out with us.
And then he took a picture of Kyle and posted it on his Instagram as if it was himself.
You could see my keen shoes and my white bleachy ankles. Like it was clearly me.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you ever have a stranger approach you in public and you're like, clearly you're giving the person the time of day and talking to them a little bit and then they don't get the hint and they just like stick around you and you're like, dude, get the fuck you
He
doing?
kind of did that.
He kind of did that, but not in a bad. It was like a cool way though. Like he didn't
Yeah.
say
It's all
things. He
right.
just like hung out with us.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was nice. And we made him feel comfortable enough to hang out with us and share that level of info. But it was cool.
And
We
to
swear.
add to this story, the change from Zen Geoff to
Carp Jeff.
fucking Carp Geoff was a transformation.
Oh man. Trout
In
Jeff
what way?
is all right, guys. You want to do like this nice roll cast? You're gonna get a nice spiral here, and it's gonna land and splash on the ground, and we're gonna do that over there. There's a fucking carp. Everybody, pull your lines up. Pull your lines up. Lines up. Lines up. Because if you catch a carp on your little fly line, you're gonna either break your pole or lose all your lines. So like I understand his level.
Oh, the urgency.
His
in his
urgency
voice
came
is
from
warranted.
experience. Absolutely.
It was like dad coming down hard.
Yo,
like,
yeah.
like you get the fuck out
Get
of
it
the
out.
way.
Me and Phil are like, oh fuck, dude. Oh
Yeah.
shit. Why are we doing this? I don't know. He said.
Yeah.
Like, he said to hurry up. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, that was
There's a
the-
carp alive. Get him, boy.
that was
Get him,
the-
boy. Get him, boy. Get him.
It was pretty much that running back and forth.
Yeah. Other than that, he was zen.
Just a legit dude, and I recommend it highly.
Very cool.
Yeah.
that's awesome. So not only did you get this whole experience about fishing, you got to absorb the whole culture, the history of it, all the whole town and stuff. So
Oh yeah.
you got a lot more than you even were thinking you were going to get out of the trip.
Oh,
which
yeah.
is pretty sweet. So
And,
glad to hear it.
Salem.
Good road trip. We went to Salem. Yeah.
Oh, you did stop in Salem?
Yeah, it was cool. We saw
For a
the
hot
Bewitched
second.
statue.
Nice. Yeah, we're headed towards spooky season. They're going to get real busy real quick. We're in
Dude,
September already, man.
Christy and I went to Salem one year, the week before Halloween.
Holy crap, dude.
Holy shit!
Define parking.
We did. It was $25 to park like 10 blocks away.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was bad.
That's awesome.
But
New Hope
Or
on a
awesome.
Saturday afternoon.
seriously, it
Yeah.
was, and everyone was cosplaying as. This was around the time when they did the reboot of Hocus Pocus.
Oh, so everybody was the same.
There was like
sisters.
6 foot like linebacker dudes, drag queen dressed up like, oh, I'm a witch.
That's
Like it was
awesome.
so sick. It was awesome though. I
Yeah.
loved it. We had such a good time.
Yeah.
we just walked around and kind of just gazed in a couple stores, and it was earlier in the morning, so we grabbed a coffee, found
Trying to kill time
parking
before
right away.
Treehouse.
Yeah, and then we went off to Treehouse Brewing.
Yeah, right.
That's like a mecca for Phil, kind of in a way, right?
Yeah,
Would you say it?
that's the third one I've been to, so I haven't been.
Was
to
that
one
the,
yet.
that was clearly the biggest one?
That was the
right?
largest,
That is
yeah.
the biggest one of all of them.
I think so.
Yeah,
Huh.
it
Yeah.
was unreal. They had like 7 food trucks. They had how many beers could you like 30 different beers you could
Too many.
take like with
Yeah.
you. We spent way more money than we wanted
I
to.
was afraid, or not afraid. I was sad that I drove.
Yeah.
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 I can relate to that.
Another cool thing, on the way up, we stopped at Tribus Brewing, which was pretty cool too. We had all these like little sub stops along the way. I got to give it to Phil for making the best out of this trip, because he kind of like planned out all these little, like we could stop here, and then go here, or we can go here, back around this, that. Like we got a lot out of that trip. And he reached out to Tribus, and that's where we got the Rocco's Modern Life beer.
Oh,
and,
yeah,
I
that
gave
was cool,
Tyler,
man.
I got an extra of
that
each
was
one
cool.
to give
And the
Ty-
juicy fruit one.
Yeah.
Juicy fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
And we met
That's a good beer.
10 Fontina, the pizza people.
Yes.
That was great. Dude,
was good
that
pizza.
pizza
Huh.
from that little pizza oven on the side of the brewery. Sorry, New Jersey, but that was better than any pizza I ever had.
That was really good.
I got a little gas pizza oven I started using. It's
Yeah?
fun. It's a lot of
Oh,
fun.
yeah?
I
Cool.
like
Nice.
it. I got it down
You
good.
make your own
yeah.
poolish?
Huh?
You make your own poolish?
What?
It's the pre-fermentation dough that you make the day before.
Oh.
Makes it
Yeah, of course he does.
extra
Yeah.
crispy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I did
make
try
it
that.
the
We
day
did make
before.
our own dough at one point, and like you put it in the fridge or whatever to
Yeah.
do its thing. Yeah, but
We should
yeah,
do an
come on.
episode
It's
about
fun.
making pizza, because I have the Gosney pizza oven, and I'm not good at it.
Why don't we do a chill chums
just-
type?
Yeah.
Yeah,
outside.
dude,
I just
hell
talked-
yeah.
If you want to remote in my friend Billy, he's a big pizza
Dude,
guy.
Billy Z, a tripping
Yeah.
Billy. Hell yeah. I like that guy.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That'd
he's
be
a
sweet.
pizza head. He makes,
Get
so
some
every
tips.
Sunday he makes a pizza from the opposing team's
Oh, that's
city.
right.
Yeah, that guy.
Yes,
Yeah,
that
it's sick.
guy.
It's
Yes,
smart.
I remember you bringing that. What a good idea. Extra
Oh, yeah.
inspiration for some crazy ass pizza.
Yeah, it was
Seriously.
that's
That's a
pretty
great
cool.
idea.
We did get some nostalgia
Oh,
in
yeah.
Boston.
Oh, yeah.
Pepitas.
Pepitas.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went back to where we ate during the Boston Hotsauce Festival.
They did not remember us.
They did not remember us.
What was that? Was that the place? The really fancy?
We ate so much. No, it's the breakfast spot. We ate so much that we got rewards and ate for free.
Yeah. And then went back and drank their beer at night.
Yeah, we spent so much money there.
It's actually smart how they do that. It's Lamplighter Brewing and Pepita Coffee in the same building, and you can't serve beer before 11. So they're like, we have this fucking warehouse that we can utilize and a kitchen attached to it. Let's serve breakfast until 11, and
it's
then
good breakfast.
And it was good breakfast.
Yeah.
Burritos, stuff served on croissants, just like really, really well made.
I
Like
want you to come next time. I
we
hope-
want,
I hope you
yeah,
get a
Boston
chance.
this year is going to be pretty fun. I think we should really make a weekend out of
Get
that.
the same goddamn house.
I know that house was
good
awesome
too. Yeah.
It was right next to Pepitas, so
Yeah.
that's why. That's why.
That's why it was so
we,
great.
We drove by it, and it was like it was nostalgia. We're like, oh,
Kyle
there's a
locked
little-
his clothes in the washer.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he won't do that next
I
time.
won't do that again, dude. That was so scary. I was like,
told me on that
motherfucker, I
Oh,
just
on the
bought these
podcast
heavy
we talked
slime
about-
We
shirts.
did. Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
We did. That's what I was like. PJ was telling me. Wait, right here. He was telling me.
Yeah, he told literally where we
Yeah.
are.
So-
Speaking of nostalgia, if you want to get into the next thing I wanted to talk about, there's something to be said about not buying back your childhood, but like enjoying things that you enjoyed when you were a kid. And
Yes.
there's nothing wrong with that.
Buying a child?
Yeah.
I don't do that at all. Not at all.
So during the Philly Hot Sauce Festival, I was talking to Mike Jacks.
I got a new Game Boy.
Look at that.
Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
Someone gave it to me.
Really?
Brand new in the box.
This one?
That's
No.
so
Oh.
sick.
He would never give me one.
Oh.
No, I'm
I
just
would
kidding.
never give him a Game Boy. I'd use it. I'd have it in
But
my
yeah,
house.
I do that all the time, buying things for myself to relive my
course.
childhood. Of course.
Why not?
And I learned about Mike Jack, the guy that had the Pepper World Records that came to the Philly Hot Sauce Festival. He is big into 90s Sega hockey games. Like
No.
that specific.
Okay.
And I used to like NHL 97. I
We
played
played
it
that. That
all
was so
the
much fun.
time.
Did Wayne Gretzky have his own
Yeah,
license
Wayne
game?
Gretzky had his own. Brett
Yeah.
Hull had his own. There was
Oh, no
Mario
way.
Lemieux had his own.
Really?
So I looked into the Sega hockey series of video games. There's like 50 first off, but mine were the EA Sports.
It's in the game.
Yeah, EA Sports. NHL 94 was a good one. And I found an NHL 94 in its original box in the thing for Sega at the thrift store. It was like a legendary thrift store pull. Had all the paperwork and all that
Really?
stuff. That right there. That exact thing. Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
There's our
this-
intro.
This is sick.
Yeah.
I had 95
Yeah.
on that one.
I love this. Thank you for pulling this up rapid, fucking stingingly quick, Tyler. But anyway, so I've been buying.
Often, video game songs are not copywritten, so we
I
can
was
steal
just
them.
thinking that.
Yeah.
Can we just use it?
Yeah, there's a bunch of people that use video game songs. Next subject.
I love that, dude. Let's snag that. That's so good.
I mean, yeah, we could
it's
use
going
it.
hard. Hockey. Shoot the puck at the goalie, boys. It's 1994 and Clinton's in the office. He's getting blown in the bathroom floor. Yeah. But the world's in
blown.
surplus, so we don't really care.
Saxophone player.
And he's got real hair. Yeah. Have you seen Bill Clinton lately? He looks like a scarecrow and a snowman together.
Well,
like
what
he's
is he,
really
like,
yeah,
He's old. He's
old.
younger than Trump.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you guys imagine if Hillary Clinton won presidency? They'd have to wheel him around like Hannibal Lecter.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They'd wheel him
Yeah,
around in a
yeah.
hand truck strapped so he'd keep his hands off of
That's
people.
actually, yeah, maybe we'll use something like that as our
Yeah.
intro bed. Why not?
He'd be the first
I
lady.
still like your.
You like mine too?
I like yours too,
I like
man.
Maybe we
Mr.
could use this for the for the incidental music in
I do.
between.
I do like that.
Right?
Yeah.
I like the
We can do
Kokomo, the bossa nova.
Aruba,
Yeah.
Jamaica.
But anyway,
Did the catharsis get to you?
I learned a little bit. Not yet, no. I learned that the nostalgic collection of vintage video games is not a cheap thing to do.
No, it's really ever since COVID happened, where people were
Very
stuck at home
expensive.
and they were getting bored. They all of a sudden there was a huge demand for the video games
Yeah.
that these
Yep.
adults had when they were kids.
Oh, yeah.
And it just skyrocketed the prices of all these secondhand games that
Oh.
were once
And
useless.
people are using that as like. So I went to a yard sale last weekend, and they had a stack of N64 games.
Yes.
They had 20 on this one, 40 on this one, 30 on this one. There
Wow.
was 7 games, and it added up to like $120. I was like,
It's a maple syrup
I was like,
market.
I really want these video games, but I said, I have to be honest. I said, I'm not trying to insult you, but the prices, you're like asking like full retail.
Who are you, GameStop?
Yeah, but so the lady
Yeah, who
goes,
do you think you are?
the lady goes, all right, let me add it up. She adds it up. She's like, all right, it's like $100 for all 7. She's like, what were you thinking? I was like,
30.
I was thinking 30.
Yeah. Oh,
And
good.
she goes, could you do 40? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
I could do 40, miss 120. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? I got it
Yeah.
for a third of the price.
Yeah,
And that's
exactly.
the thing that pisses me off too. When you go to yard sales and people are like, "Well, on eBay it goes for this much," so then put it the fuck on eBay.
Oh,
well,
I
I
leave
drove to
when
your
yeah.
house and went to your driveway.
Exactly. Well,
And
it
you're-
would sit for sure.
Of
Yeah.
course it
Yeah.
would. So the other thing,
Stupid.
so what else I got into, I was
piss
a
me
big
off.
fan of these
I-
Goosebump books when I was a
Yes.
little kid.
Yeah, man. I remember you had stacks of these things. You had a big bag of them. I remember.
Yeah, and I love them. So I did a little deep dive into them, and I found that like collecting them and getting the full set is kind of difficult. There's 62 original ones from 1992, R.L. Stine, blah blah blah. But the thing I didn't know, they have continued being published since 1992.
They're still making Goosebumps.
Goosebumps
books?
has
They
sold
printed the Bible.
since 2000 or since 1992. There have been 400 million copies of Goosebump books
Good.
printed and sold around the world.
So they're just
Say
kids,
cheese and die.
They're just kids' books of scary stories, right?
yeah, but
Yeah.
they're like
That's all
fun
it is.
though. But
Well,
it's like
the history of R.L. Stein is fascinating.
it is very fascinating.
He's a weird guy, but he's
Yeah.
also a very interesting guy.
They call him the Stephen King of children's literature. But,
But-
when I found out that they're still printing them, I went and found like the newer
you
editions.
have variations.
Yeah, so this is what the originals look like.
Yeah.
So the very first Goosebumps, if you look on the rim, see it's written regular,
So much
written
information on the
regular.
rim.
right?
Yeah, it really is.
Then they changed it to this.
Let me see this.
where it has the actual
to
Goosebumps
this,
logo.
where it has the Goosebumps on the side.
Oh, it's versus printed,
Wait,
just the word Goosebumps.
That's one. That's two.
First series, second
Okay.
series, yeah.
Got it. Wait,
And
is
then-
these all the same book?
No.
Okay.
So
No,
on
no.
the spine, you have the word Goosebumps, or you have the actual
Logo.
Goosebumps logo
Yeah,
printed
so they
on the
changed
side.
it around a little bit.
Abominable snowman. I can't say that word.
The Abominable Snowman of Pasadena. Remember,
remember
that
that
one?
one,
Yeah.
yeah.
Welcome to
Wow.
Horrorland.
Let me see this.
And
I
then
don't remember that one.
This got reprinted, the horror at Camp Jelly Jam. This is like a
remember that
second
one.
series, and then they went back to like the nostalgic era.
Yeah.
And now this is like a fourth or fifth printing series.
Really?
This is
man.
I think this is
Does it smell the same?
2000s.
Let me see.
Probably. This is 94.
That is a smell that you'll never forget.
No, never. And this, dude, this one, never. It tastes like
Did you see a kid in 1986 really wanted the Goosebumps fan club pack and filled it out, but never mailed it in?
Yo, that's cool.
Damn.
Wait, who's? Let's
His name is Corey.
Dox him.
From
Dallas,
his birthday
PA.
is 1986. Is April 18th, 1986.
I just learned there was a Dallas, PA.
Yeah.
18th, yeah, April 18th, 1986, Dallas, PA.
Let's not read the whole address.
Yeah, that's good. Just dox him, Ty. Maybe
Yeah.
he'll kill us.
Watch Goosebumps on Fox TV this fall.
I remember that.
It was
on
bad.
TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
No shit.
But then they came out with these. This is the choose your own adventure.
Oh,
These
that's
are
cool.
sick. There's 20 different endings in this book, and
Whoa.
they say if you change one little thing, like there's no
So,
two
like,
endings that'll generate
That's
the
so
same.
cool.
Go to page whatever.
Yeah.
Is that the option?
There's
Yeah.
one. I read one at my house. And I was reading it. It's like if you want to go down the stairs, turn to page 41. If you want to go up in the attic, turn to page 13. I'm like, oh fuck yeah, the attic. They're like,
Yeah.
someone killed you. The end. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
Oh, wow.
This is like 2 seconds in the
Someone
book.
killed me.
Yeah.
No, I want to go downstairs. I want to go downstairs.
Well,
I wanna go
technically, I
downstairs.
would have used
And
that
go
as a
back.
kid. Like, I finished the book.
Yeah.
I finished it.
I did it.
You've been in there 15 minutes, Kyle. I'm
Well, my
good.
legs,
died.
My legs are numb, and I read a book.
I ripped it up.
I died. I died already.
But I wanted to
suck.
I wanted to get some info about it. So Goosebumps has been translated into 32 languages.
Language.
And the-
Four less than Mr. Beast.
Right? That's crazy. R.L. Stine would write a book in a month.
Yeah.
He would be able to write a book in a month and at a pace.
Often more.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
The original artist for all the books was Tim Jacobus. He was like he was sometimes not given all the information to do the cover, so sometimes the covers didn't make sense.
Yeah.
And you mentioned Say Cheese and Die.
Yeah.
That cover was one of the most controversial
Yeah.
because of how scary it was.
Yeah.
Like it was
That was
like
my favorite cover.
skeletons and a haunted camera and shit.
Well, you got all those pearl clutchers
Yeah, oh, yeah.
bitching about it.
Yep.
Oh, this one.
Yep.
Yeah, right
Bingo.
there. Yeah,
Oh, it's funny. It's like a whole family cooking, and it's just
Yeah,
it's
they're
the
all
skeletons.
dead.
But you
Yeah.
got like the mom still has her hair. The dad's got the chef hat on.
And they don't say
I
cheese and
want
die
that on
again.
a t-shirt.
Yeah, I know, and that's
Dude,
sick.
that's a great idea for a t-shirt. Yeah.
So the controversy featuring a skeleton family barbecuing was considered controversial and being way too creepy, but it became one of the most beloved covers of all 62 series of the series.
for obvious
So I'm just a
reasons.
sheep.
Say
I'm-
cheese and die. It
Yeah.
says.
Yeah, and it's about a haunted camera. That cover of the reprint with the camera on it, that's more or less what it's supposed to be.
Oh,
So
okay.
that is a prominent theme in the new Goosebumps show with Justin Long.
Right.
I watched it.
It's good.
Oh, with Justin
on
Long.
Disney.
Really?
Yeah, it's
cool.
actually pretty good.
Is it?
It's dark. I mean, there's melodrama because there's like teens in it and stuff like
Right.
that.
I was
But
gonna say, is it for kids or tweens and like
it,
kind of that?
it teeters.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
there's moments for adults.
They're-
Okay.
I'm
I
totally.
think I was sick when I watched the whole thing.
That's always the best. They are for kids. I get that, but they're also like shut your brain off and like you can kind of relax. Like I'm not
Yeah.
trying to remember factual historical character information and like plot lines and all this shit. I like it. I think it's fun, and I could read. I plow off. I could read one in a day or two.
Well, that's fun. It's like watching your favorite cartoon when you were a kid. Like,
Yeah.
how's that different?
No,
I mean,
but then
he sets them up all like 3 acts, so it has like the nice like builds and stuff like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Okay.
It's
Sets
done-
the scene. Here's what happens. Here's a conclusion.
There's
Yeah.
usually like some kind of thing where the hero has something to overcome in Act 2, and then Act 3 they overcome it.
yeah,
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Guess what?
Format.
Everything.
It's like,
I'm so
oh.
glad that everything's back to normal.
Introduction, power, obstacle, fuck. Okay, success.
Here we did it.
What part are you on? Fuck. I'm on the fuck part.
Oh my god.
What is it? It's just going to the Scholastic Book Fair. I'm on the fuck part.
I have to comment, the rant that you had on tabletop with the balloons
Oh.
was probably my favorite thing I saw in the last 3 weeks.
Dude, we were crying. That
I
was,
was so
wonderful.
It just pisses me off, man. You're literally littering.
Yeah.
A shit ton.
it's fancy littering.
I don't want to get into another aside, but like supermarket coupons, like get them the fuck out of my mail. It's just litter.
Yeah,
The
like
circulars,
junk mail
the
stuff.
circulars. All right, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Back to Boost Bumps.
Let's talk about things we hate.
So
Boost Gumps.
Boost Gumps. I love being scared, Lieutenant Dan.
Oos Bay, Gumps Bay?
Goosebumps gay.
Oos Bay.
Oh, sorry. So anyway, welcome to Horrorland.
Proper big one.
Oos
Do you remember this one? The cover?
No.
No.
What is that one?
Welcome to Horrorland. It's one of my favorites.
Okay.
So basically, in this book, this family's going on vacation. It's actually, it can be, if you think about it, it's
It's
kind of
Michael
like
Jackson's backyard.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's ignorant.
I'm a little boy forever. So basically, this family's on vacation and they get lost and they pull up to this. The dad's like, all right, a classic dad move. I got to make the best out of this shit. They pull up to this.
Kids are annoying me. Let's pull over.
Shut the fuck fuck up, shut
Yeah.
these kids up. So they pull into this place they call Horrorland, and it's a theme park where it's just a million different bad things are going on. They have to try and survive. Like you said, there's a 3-part act: the beginning,
It's
the
just
middle,
a
and the
horrible theme
redemption.
park where everything's going bad.
This book was
I
so
like
well written
that.
and so much going on in this book.
Ooh, $1,000 bill,
Okay.
$10,000 bill.
Whoa, I never
Who's
seen
the
that.
president?
totally
Wow.
real.
Who's the person? I mean,
Chased? Chase? I don't know. Whatever.
Tate Gimli.
This book was so successful and one of the most successful in the entire series. They actually put a 16-book mini spin-off series of like the different attractions, like a book about the haunted
that's
roller
cool.
coaster, the haunted
I
games.
love that idea. That's a great
And I
idea for like
found
a
it-
movie.
I
It's
found
like Dante's 7 Layers of Hell, or
yeah,
something like that.
every
Yeah.
like about each 7 layers.
Yeah.
I found the books on tape, but they're on MP3 CD. I found it at Goodwill, and it has
Interesting.
all of the 16 mini stories on it. So now I have to get an MP3 CD player so I can figure this out.
What
'cause
is
I'm not
that?
buying 16 books.
It's just a CD with MP3
With data
files
on
burned
it.
onto them, so you
Oh.
can just use a lot of
Just a
older
reader
models.
type?
A lot of older model CD players will
The
read
ones
MP3s,
I had didn't do it.
or you could just drop it in a computer if you have one
Nah,
that even
it's true.
has a
Why?
disk drive still.
Yeah.
Does it not require DMR? or something
It's
like
not a
that?
CD
It's
like
not
music.
actual.
It's a
not
file.
actual audio. It's reading a file as if you had
Yeah.
a flash drive.
Yeah.
Oh,
Apparently it's hard to
like
find it.
File. It's like storing the file on the disk is all that it's
Interesting.
doing, and then it reads it, plays
was-
it.
you learn stuff, people.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
just cool because I think, and it's not an expensive thing to get back into. I find them at Goodwill, I find them at yard sales, and they're just really fun.
The more
If you see any Animorphs, you let me know.
Oh yeah, okay, I will.
That was my jam.
You like the Animorphs? All right, I will
But
not
also-
Oh, wait, I want to read the description on
claim
the back
Animorphs.
of Horrorland.
I will find them and I'll give them to you.
In the same vein as this. And then what's that sports writer author? Remember
Oh,
that sports
yeah.
author that had like something Christopher?
Yeah.
He wrote a shitload of sports books.
Yes.
And they were very much like this.
Yes. What the
I
hell
forgot
was that
that
called?
Goosebumps title was embossed on the front.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah,
like that.
pretty neat.
It was clean.
90s.
So this is-
There was like a market for Goosebumps when we were kids, at least
Oh.
in my school. Remember
Yeah, they
that book fair?
Matt Christopher.
It's the
Matt
Scholastic
Christopher.
Book Fair at
Yeah.
school.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the book fair at school.
I remember getting them and trading them like Pokemon cards before they came out.
Definitely.
We would
Pogs.
just like look at
Yeah.
them.
Pogs.
Yeah.
I
The
got
more-
Goosebump Pogs coming to
No
the house.
way.
I found nostalgic Goosebump Pogs
Yeah,
and I
it says
got them.
the Morse
That's
family got lost trying to find Zoo Gardens theme park, but
Clay
that's
and
okay.
Luke.
They found another amusement park instead. It's called Horrorland.
Hey, let's
In
go there.
Horrorland, there are no crowds, no lines, and the admission is free. Seems like a pretty cool place. But that was before the heart-stopping ride on the deadly Doom Slide and that terrifying experience in the House of Mirrors.
Doom
Because there's
scrolling.
something weird about the rides in Horrorland. Something a little too creepy and a little too real.
That ride
rear.
looks like an ass.
That ride has too much rear. What the fuck does that mean?
This ride smells. Poop jokes.
Reader beware, you're in for a scare. I like that.
It's
Yeah.
really neat. There was
good
a
stuff,
brewery
man.
that made 4 beers that were sours, and they used Goosebumps covers, but they like
Nice.
changed it.
How
Just
about,
like
Horrorland
Horrorland was one of them. Yes.
How about Are You Afraid of the Dark?
that was great.
Remember that?
They were great,
Yeah.
great.
Creepiest intro ever.
But I feel like
And
for
then they would toss the sand on the
Oh, yeah.
on the fire.
No, there's-
that was a good show.
The
I liked
swing
it.
and the
yeah.
like, yeah. Oh man, the clown.
The swing just moving.
That's good.
Yeah.
Actually, it's
That's good.
just need a little bit of reverb. And
Yeah.
We could do it when we have another script, which I'm looking forward to. If we ever do that, I'd like
Dude,
to.
we should do a Halloween one.
Yeah.
For the next episode, do a Halloween one, like we did Halloween Mad Libs before. Remember that?
Please, can we do
That'd be
that?
fun.
Suddenly, she heard a left-handed noise. like, what does that mean?
Yeah, a butthole tick.
Butthole tick. Oh my god.
tick?
Butthole tick. We're all happy as butthole ticks. Like stupid shit like that comes out of Mad Libs. I love
Yeah,
that
it's
shit.
really good.
We should do a Mad Libs and then turn it into one of those AI songs.
Let's.
Yeah.
That's what we should
Go.
do. That's
Yeah.
what
I think
we
maybe
should do
we
for
should do that the
Halloween.
next time we get
For
together
Halloween,
for an
next time we
episode.
get to recording, it'll definitely one of those episodes will be a Halloween episode, and we should do that.
Yeah,
that's
but
my thought.
to put a cap on the Goosebumps, the reason I like it is because it makes me feel like not a kid again, but it brings back that path of thought. Like it's hard to explain. I should have prepped myself a little bit more for this conversation for how I feel about it, but it makes me feel relaxed. I feel calm, and I feel like I'm reaching that. Remember when you were a kid, you had like zero responsibility, and you
Yeah,
had
it was
like
nice.
it was really nice. And
What's
that,
anxiety?
right? What is that?
You know-
What's a car bill? All that stuff. It just brings me back to that time where I can feel like I can relax and I can focus on a book. I remember my mom used to make me read a book. I would go in my mom and dad's room. They would close the door, and I had my dad's alarm clock, and I had to read for like an hour at a time. And the only time I can actually stay in there longer than an hour was if I was reading Goosebumps. So I read Horrorland. I read Bad Hair Day, which was a cool book
That's
about
a
a
good
haunted
one.
magician.
Yeah.
I loved that one. I liked Shocker on Shock Street, where they were making movies. Like it just brings me back to a time where I was at a really peaceful place with being a young adult and like learning the world, and I
Nice.
still had the future of learning things ahead of me. So
You
it just
weren't
makes me
bitter,
feel happy.
grizzled old man.
Right, angry at the world. But a lot of people reach for their old things from their childhood for that
course.
same
Of
reason.
course.
It's just
Definitely.
and the old TV shows are just the same TV show and over again. You talk about a comfort TV show or something. It's because you know what's going to happen. It makes you feel
Yeah.
good. You're not worried about what's happening next or how the conclusion. Just watch it.
Yeah.
And turn your brain off and then go to bed.
I
Like,
remember-
that's what it's become. Like Court and I started watching The Office.
Yeah.
And we're on season 7 now. We made it all the
Okay.
way to season 7 so
Okay.
far. I fucking love it to death, dude.
It's so good.
I wish I watched it at 14 years ago when it
Yeah.
came out, dude. I'm so mad at myself.
Cringe comedy kind of grows on you.
It really,
Yeah.
really does. Like it comes back. Like we fast forwarded through most of Scott's Tots.
That's a horrible episode.
That's a hard one to watch.
Yeah.
He promises tuition to like a whole class of
And he
kids.
gives them computer
And then-
batteries.
yeah, but they were little kids, so he's like, "Oh, I'll never have it." So then they're like about to graduate high school, and they're like, "Thank you so much." And he's like, "You all need computers, right? Computers run on batteries." And he brings out like fucking D batteries.
Yeah, Scott's Tots was a bad one.
Couldn't watch it.
It's-
Skipped right past it.
That's a tough
Yeah,
one.
It's cringy.
we didn't watch the first season per Phil's suggestion.
Yeah, Phil said skip it.
Skip
Yeah.
the first season because
Yeah.
there's a lot of cringe. They're still trying
different
to
show.
figure it out.
You
There
go-
was a
go
lot of
back, for
I'm
sure.
going to, and I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to it.
the deadpan shit that would like be long exposure of them like reacting to things. Like it was.
Yeah, it was definitely a different show.
I
Yeah.
am a victim of a hate crime.
But on the verges.
I hated it.
Well, I hated it.
Oh, dude, fun fact. I used to remember when we were little, it said $3.50 in the United States and $4.50 in Canada. We're like, dude, we'll buy 100 of them. Just take them up to Canada. Make $100.
Oh, the Goosebumps books.
Yeah. We're like, why are they $1 more in Canada? Canada sucks.
Canada sucks.
But yeah, Halloween's coming up, so I'm looking forward to plowing off a couple more Goosebump books. If anybody watching has one that they remember, leave it in the comments so that I can maybe read those and get back to you guys. So thanks.
Do you have any Halloween costume ideas?
Oh, dude.
Ooh.
Yeah. You got a kid now, so
I got a
that's
kid,
kind
so we got to
yeah.
incorporate her into it somehow.
His theme. It's like she's on her own, man. Like,
Is there a Rocco's Modern Life trio?
Ooh, she could be spunky.
She could be spunky.
That's dope.
You just run around.
man. I think we're gonna do. Christy's going away on the day before Halloween, I believe. So I think what we're gonna do, I'm gonna give out candy because Joey will come by probably, and Joey,
Yeah.
you guys will come by. Like I want to be home. I like being home.
Oh,
for
look at this one.
Halloween.
A little lobster and 2 chefs.
That's
That's
cute.
cute.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a
cool.
cute
Do the
one.
Mario one. The baby's
Oh.
Toad.
And the baby's Toad. I thought
I
about
love
doing
that.
that. I thought about that
One
one.
of my coworkers is doing that.
Or how about Bam Bam? Or Pebbles, I mean.
If you do the Mario one, I'll do Luigi because I'm going to be by myself and I'm going to need a costume and I'm your brother anyway. So
It should be
Luigi will work.
Waluigi.
Waluigi.
Ooh,
Kyle
Mario.
Waluigi.
Yeah.
This one has some sexual innuendo to it. Ketchup and mustard put on a wiener. And it made the wiener baby.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Ew,
a little bit to it,
Are we
right?
the first podcast to say wiener baby?
Wiener baby.
No.
Baby boy poop.
Probably not.
We're triggering Phil's poop nonsense.
Knock it off with the poop.
Knock it off with the poop.
It's like from Parks and Rec. Stop pooping.
Yeah.
What was that? What part is that from?
For the flu episode,
Yeah, the flu
Rob Lowe
episode.
looks into the camera.
Oh,
'cause he has flu.
Stop pooping. Yeah, but they're all the calzones, the bad calzones.
That's funny.
Yeah, so that's I'm looking forward to the fall a little bit more these days because I haven't been in school in a while and I don't work at Party City anymore.
Yeah, fall is my favorite season, hands down.
I'm sad that summer's over. I put the pool down a couple days ago.
Yeah. Fall is my favorite time because it gets that, because I work a physical job and summers suck and it's hot and I love that initial cool down period. I like to be able to sit outside and have a fire without being bitten up and worried about being hot.
Yeah, I guess so. So fall's pretty much everybody's favorite season.
It's one of them.
It's the most
Yeah.
popular, probably.
Yeah.
I would say so. I don't like any heat
Nah.
or
No.
humidity or
Nope.
bugs. I love bugs, but I hate bugs.
That's like when we were going to
I know what you mean.
anywhere we're
Over
ever
there,
going.
I like bugs. I like them over there.
Anywhere,
Biting the shit out of me.
yeah,
Yeah.
anywhere we've ever been as a group, like if Phil's involved, like I hope they have like fans or air conditioning. Like I'm
Yeah.
like, I always think, I just naturally think that.
Oh
like,
yeah, I have
Dude,
to. I'm
yeah.
an overheater.
Yeah,
Big
same.
time.
Yeah, it's probably the anxiety.
So,
Just your cortisol's always up, just pumping.
so if you would kindly subscribe and like and follow us along and let us know in the comments what you're doing right and what we're doing wrong, and thank you for watching.
Yeah, it's Full Size Podcast. We'll be back for the next one.
Bye.